Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have some pretty hot takes going on over here when it comes to the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, as you guys probably know, I don't try to usually go into like the big Xbox versus PlayStation fights, because at the end of the day, I've always said, like, if you have an Xbox, you like it, you like Game Pass, you're good. If you have a PC, you're good. If you have a Switch, you're good. Mobile gaming, you're good. PlayStation, you're good. And at the end of the day, it usually kind of comes down to if you think Game Pass is a good value, or as well if you have a PC, or as well if you like certain game exclusives such as the PlayStation 5 games. I think most people that are mostly rational folks would probably agree, and it's not the biggest deal, and you just kind of play what you want to play and you enjoy how you want to do it. But every now and then we gotta go into some crazy drama and find some rage baiters, clickbaiters, and all of that when it comes to the online side, because right now there's really kind of a big push as of the second that the Xbox Series X is actually better than the PS5 Pro. Now, there is maybe sometimes or some very little small caveats that may make it look or seem a little bit better, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna go kind of show you case up some stuff, because this is like one of those fun console war videos, okay? Like, don't take anything I say with too much of a grain of salt, or if you have an Xbox, don't worry, I love you. If you have a PS5 Pro, I love you. If you think anything's not worth it value-wise, I don't care, it's just YouTube for fun. But let's go and talk about the fact that apparently Xbox has been quote-unquote beating everyone, and what I kind of think about it. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for a PS5 Pro giveaway. That might be my bias in this video, I apologize. I still think Xbox is dope. Of course, we have all the affiliate links down below for the consoles are up on sale, and let's go and dive on into the video itself. So we have, this is like I said, this is like that video, bro, where I just want to go and like be myself, talk about some crazy stuff. Right now, we're seeing a lot of stuff on social media. Talk about how the Xbox Series X is actually better when it comes to better frames and all of that. High level, what it kind of seems like to be when we're seeing stuff out there is that some of these games just are probably running at a higher resolution. Imagine like a 4K versus a 1080p. And a lot of people are kind of pushing out some tweets and comments talking about the fact, and even kind of sometimes highlighting stuff like, say, like Digital Foundry or other various platforms about how the frame rates might go and work. Now, as I mentioned, the PS5 Pro will usually have PSSR, which is a little bit taxing on the system, or things like higher resolution, which is a little bit more taxing on the system, or things like ray tracing, which adding more shadow effects and reflections and light details and all that is a little more taxing on the system. But as well, it kind of gives us a good chance to go and break this stuff on down, because at the end of the day, don't forget, like a 4K 60 FPS experience is going to be slightly different than, let's say, a 1080p 60 FPS experience. Or in the vice versa, maybe like say a PS5 Pro with ray tracing enabled that's at 45 frames with way better resolution, more shadow effects, more details, will be a slightly different experience than say the Xbox Series X, which might be on a baseline 1080p or so. Anyway, so this is what a lot of people are bringing it up, saying and showcasing up that the PS5 Pro has this very slight improvement when it comes to frames, when it comes to performance, when it comes to everything, even in the same exact situations. And just can kind of see the comparison-wise, it's only 5 frames, technically higher than the PS5, and as well as only technically maybe sometimes even worse, depending on what some of these folks are saying on what's being rendered, what's being made, what's going to be showcased, etc., etc. Now, even on my own quick glance, I can kind of tell the quality is a little bit more cleaner on this one right here on the Pro, and as well, obviously, we've seen more shadow effects, like I said, ray tracing, slightly better performance, etc., etc. But some cases right now, you kind of see like the Xbox Series X and even PS5 is running at a 60 FPS, where people are questioning, like, why do you want the PS5? Or even right this second, technically the Xbox has flopped over technically higher frames a few different times. Now, I just want to say that the Xbox Series X is not a bad console, and this is not meant for me to try to go and rage bait everyone. But it is also true that the PS5 Pro should run a little bit more efficiently when it comes to, like I said, the console itself just runs better. And that's kind of the big deal. It's just more of a resolution sometimes, and that's kind of the biggest thing to look at, or there's less ray tracing in the Xbox version, etc., etc. But this has been getting a lot more traction, where a lot of people are kind of like either rage baiting or clickbaiting over here on the Twitter side, and people are obviously kind of getting a little sick of it, or kind of talk about it, saying, hey, if you're using cutscenes in older games to compare consoles, try doing this now with newer titles. All these people in the comments talking this and that, the same money you spent on the console, get a PC that runs 144 frames, then there's no more complaining. Which, once again, this is like meant for fun. This is like not meant to like make you guys mad or rile up anyone. This is kind of like what you go and look. If you're going through like Twitter and you're going through these things and it's on like Thanksgiving and people are home from work and people are memeing around, like this is where like the console war fight kind of starts, or some guys over at like a bar bar and punches a dude, for like an Xbox or something crazy. I'm sure that's happened. I'm sure people got heated. And I don't know, it might just be their own minds or whatever, because I don't really care if you're playing Halo, bro. You're playing some Forza, you're playing Fable, you're playing God of War. I don't care. As long as you're having fun, you're a gamer in my book, you're good for me. But obviously people are like, hey, but like, like some people are being like, yeah, but what about the PSSR? What about all the technology? Which has had a few issues. Don't get me wrong, I've even covered my channel itself too. And be like, oh, you gotta spend $700 just for more frames. Imagine even if a console in 2024. Nobody plays on Xbox. Don't buy one then. Like, this is crazy because I think these guys are just engagement baiting, which am I technically engagement baiting if I'm talking about engagement baiting by therefore also ironically engagement baiting? I don't really know how this works. I just hope my YouTube community doesn't hate me, because I think sometimes you gotta have fun with YouTube, and kind of hooks around. But like, yeah, bro, like they're saying like, yeah, the PS5 Pro's getting more frames. What do you mean? They're happy with my PS5 30th anniversary, dude. They think the Pro is a lot of money. And everyone's out here being like making jokes, desperate for clicks. $200 for more 2 FPS. Like, I know I have the Pro, it's better for most games, not gonna lie. The frame rates and how clear things are definitely feels worth it. 50 FPS, LMAO, you're reaching from old cutscenes too. Series X best console ever, bro. Maybe I'm wrong, but it could be the game isn't optimized for the Pro, which is actually still a big deal. Some people still calling it a cash grab too. And like, as you guys can tell, people are everywhere. If consoles get up to $600, get a PC. Not defending Sony, but hasn't gotten a Pro patch, and you should off judgment. Oh no, slightly better graphics. That is obviously disregards all of PlayStation exclusives. Like, maybe this is why people like to go do these rage baits, because I feel like I'd probably be good at this. Like, realistically, I don't want to do that. I'd rather have like some integrity. I mean, I have fun with YouTube. I'm not like some professional newscaster, some professional like, director who's out here, or someone trying to go and fine tune every issue. But there are certain things I like to get my commentary on, and gossip and drama and gaming stuff. It's kind of how I run my channel, just for fun. I just like making videos for fun. If it's not fun, I don't really want to talk about it. But I like the technical stuff. I like the business side. I like seeing people on Twitter getting mad about stuff, saying, hey, consoles in 2024 with toilet paper emojis too as well, and people going everywhere. Because it is all over the place, dude. People are over talked about here even now, saying like, the next crazy side of like, people are assuming one of the most recent PlayStation executives who just left was over here glazing Phil Spencer, saying congrats, an amazing career at PlayStation. You've always been a great advocate for the industry, for creators and for players. I've appreciated the time we've been able to spend talking and gaming. Thank you. And he says, thank you. I've enjoyed talking with you too. Keep doing your pioneering work. And everyone out here is now trying to assume that this guy's going to be leaving PlayStation, like he retired from PlayStation to go work at Xbox. Like, it's crazy, crazy stuff just seeing what people go and think over here when it comes to gaming itself as a whole. Everyone's on top of this, dude. Everyone's saying this. And I think at the end of the day, it's just some guy retiring saying, hey, man, I hope we have a good life and we're rolling and on top of this stuff. But it's crazy to go and see this because we're seeing once again a lot of people highlighting all these specifics, as I mentioned. When Phil Spencer said Xbox didn't need a mid-gen Pro console because the Xbox Series X is doing fine, well, guess what? He was absolutely right. With $400, the Xbox Series X is running some games at 10 and 20 frames even higher. And once again, too, people are saying, yeah, higher frames, but it doesn't look that good. People are making the memes, the PlayStation fanboys. The Series S is better than the 4090, dude. And you post the same stuff every day. Where's your wife? I'm still trying to find mine. Any cute little YouTube women or whatever, hit me on up if you're over the age of 25. Slide on in. And this is why YouTube kind of goes crazy, because good Lord have mercy, the comments can hopefully be kind of chill on this one. But anyway, it's kind of nuts to go and see that we're seeing all these comments about how the Series X is technically performing better, technically running nicer, but at the end of the day, the Pro is probably running the best. It's most optimized as the AI integration, the ray tracing, better resolutions, and just by hardware alone, it is better hardware side. But people are getting riled on up. People are talking about this, and people are even trying to go and say it just runs better on Xbox. This is what happens. You don't kneecap the Xbox version, dude. People grasping at cutscenes instead of just the gameplay, dude. Keep telling yourself that. And at the end of the day, everyone is going kind of crazy on all this news. Last but not least, some kind of fun news when it comes to Borderlands, where one of the Borderlands fans who is very, very sadly has terminal cancer actually had a pretty viral post where Gearbox themselves had a chance to give them the experience for the upcoming game. Talk about the game and the studio and the vibe and everything out here, which I think is fantastic. And they had a chance to go play Borderlands 4. So for all the console hate beforehand, we had put a little of a cleanser up here up on top, because even on Xbox has actually been having major Windows issue that is actually currently making games not even work. If you guys want to do a little more of a deep dive, I may want to do this in a proper video. But like, we're kind of seeing some issues over here on every end. On the PS5 Pro is having issues with the copy pasting and the AI and the PSSR. Xbox just isn't running as well. I mean, it's still running great. If you have an Xbox Series X or base PS5, you're gonna be good for the next 5 years. Either way, it's meant to be that way. It's how consoles are. But it's always crazy to go and see the back and forth consoles where people are assuming the Xbox Series X is better than the PS5 Pro. The frame rate's technically nice, but I mean, I like that ray tracing. I like those shadow effects, and I like the idea that my console's doing good. I might be a little bit biased because I do have a PS5 Pro myself, but I also think the Xbox Series X is a fun console, and the next Xbox is probably going to do great. And I like the idea of all this AI and having a chance to go and have cloud gaming stuff to make my gaming experience better. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. It's more of a fun video. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have all the affiliate links down below if you want to pick up consoles. We have all the giveaway links for the second Twitter, the YouTube, all that. So check those out for the PS5 Pro. And I appreciate y'all for watching.